right, whenever you're ready.
All right. Let me flush this toilet. All right. So, hey, everyone. This is Scott Bloomquist, and you're listening to Chicken Bone Alley.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, and ProFab Headers and Exhaust. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, we need to play that every week. That's pretty neat.
That's something I've never played on here. And if anybody listens back, y'all know Scott Bloomquist was on episode number 58. And I just remember that because I was looking for this piece I had last night, and he done that. He asked me, he's like, "You want to do an intro thing?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I set it up, and I didn't even end up editing it, and I should have stuck it on there. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that was side of Scott, that anybody that hung around him, and he definitely saw some of. Dude was hilarious a lot of times, and I don't know if you could hear it good there, but he says, I said, "Whenever you're ready." He said, "All right, let me flush the toilet." so, man, it was tough Friday there. I just real quick, I got to work, and I was on break. I was going to break, and I happened to look at my phone, and I saw something real quick that looked kind of funny with the whole, and then somebody said, is any of this true? And so I text buddy Mackie Flood, who was one of Scott's best friends, and I was just like, "Man, are the reports true?" That's all I said. And he said, "Unfortunately, yes." And so that was then it really, really blew up after that, you know. And so, man, it was a very, very unfortunate. Lose Scott Bloomquist for sure. I got to spend some time around him, and real quick, and we'll talk about this a little more through the show. But it was cool because we got to know each other, and I always thought it was just cool that when I went to the racetrack and he was there and went by, he made sure to speak to me.
All right.
And so when it's, somebody like Scott Bloomquist and they speak to you because they recognize you, it's like, man, it's cool. And he was one of the first. And like what I wrote on Facebook, if I ever asked him to do anything for the show, and I didn't try to ask to do too much. I mean, you know how that is, but he jumped right on it all the time. So we will do this show here in memory of Scott Bloomquist. I don't know if y'all can see it down there. Let me move this real quick and redo this. Right down here at the bottom, if you look, there's a tire sidewall down there, and the signature on it is one Scott signed for us. So Scott Bloomquist signed tire there. Pretty cool stuff. Anyway, regardless, we will keep on talking about it throughout the show, and it's kind of what we're dedicating today's show to, is memory of Scott Bloomquist. And but our prayers still go out to his family for sure, Ariel, his mom and dad, and all his friends, and because it was man, I heard people talking about, it's like losing Earnhardt from, but the dirt side. And I said, how fitting was it? I mean, as crazy as it is, I said, how fitting was it? It was on the same day that Elvis died.
Wow.
So, anyway, here we are. What's up, man?
Not a whole lot right now.
How's school treating you on your second weekend?
Pretty boring right now, but I guess that's just kind of how it is. But it's not bad. It's going pretty good so far. A lot of work.
It's good.
A lot of assignments.
Well, that's what school's there for.
I guess what I'm going, right? So,
well, good deal. We've been wide open at work for some reason. Getting a bunch of rental equipment straight. We got a new battery plant going up.
Right. It's massive.
It is huge.
Yeah.
Huge. I had been out there and I seen it before they actually started building the building, but I hadn't been to it there since. And I had to go out there the other day to pick up something for work. That place is huge.
Yeah, I know. We were doing some work at Wilson High School not too long ago, and I was just looking at it. It just goes on.
Dude, that has got to be the biggest building for square footage wise in Florence County.
It looks like it.
It's got to be. It's huge. It's huge. So that's what we got a bunch of work for. that, and they've been keeping us busy. The first phase of it is a 5-year project. That's what they're telling us. So we'll be on that for quite a while. So fun.
Yeah.
fun. Was at the racetrack?
Yep.
Back at the racetrack?
Yep.
First time in a little while. You ran to number 5 Grantham Racing.
Yep.
Ride
we did.
there. And there was a pile of cars there.
It was. It was
Florence Motor Speedway there this past Saturday. There was a big group of cars.
It was in several classes.
Yeah.
It was a good week for it.
Yeah, for sure. It was, I think there was 20 in Legends. There was, how many late models was there? About
it was
12,
12 but it was, they were all top of the notch late models.
At the end of the season, coming towards the end of the season, that's a good field considering what all's going on, and a lot of people, the Cars Tours race wasn't far from us, and
people just ready for
people getting ready for big races, all that stuff. There was cars there, and drivers there this past weekend that hadn't been there all year. Doug Barnes Jr., he hadn't been there since March, I think it was, somebody said, at the Icebreaker, and that was the first time he was there since. But mini stock had Matt said there was like 18. That's what I was fixing to say. There was like 17, 18 of them. That was a stout race.
Yep.
We had some fun with it. Brandon Johnson, he was kind of a teammate for Matt over there, I guess. He broke a control arm bolt or come out or something, whatever. And he come in and they gave a few laps and we tried to jack it up, and Matt found it all, and I handed him whatever I could. He's like, get a bolt, we can try to get it back in here. So I ran in the trailer and I had no clue where his bolts were. Found them finally. We finally got something in there. Well, they went back green. And I was like, and Brandon was like, man, I ain't worried about it. Well, they didn't even make a lap.
I thought we'd quit with it twice.
Yeah, I know. And they went back green, and caution came out. It was like, all right, hurry up. So they kept on working on it, well, they were about to go back green. Well, they did go back green. It was like, that's the second time. It was like, man, oh well, missed it. As soon as they went back green, the red flag came out. It was like, oh, we almost got this. Hold on. So we Matt and everybody else kind of thrashed on it, got the bolt in it, set the toe on it and everything, and got back out there. Brandon obviously started in the back of the field at that point, but was able to drive it all the way back up to 4th in, I think, 6 laps?
Yeah,
I think it was.
A lot of time.
So he was rolling pretty good. He said if he'd had a few more laps, he'd have definitely, I don't know if he'd have won it, because Thrasher was good. Fast. Dude, that car's fast. But he definitely made, I think he made it up second for sure. That was a good race. Trucks, had a decent crowd of those. That was a good race. Mm-hmm. Tough Wrecking one in the truck.
Yeah. I walked to the bathroom and I walked back, and it was had already happened. But yeah, it looked like it was pretty tough.
Yeah. I didn't see it, and it was right in front of me. I was like, I turned my head to look down towards turn 1, and all of a sudden, boom, there's a truck sitting in front of me. I was like, oh, how about that? And I don't know what happened. I know what's up, Earl? I know, who was it? What was that truck?
Dusty Gears.
Dusty Gears, yeah. Him and Willie Granger were racing side by side, and I don't know what happened.
I don't either. I have no idea.
It was, from what I saw, it was kind of weird. It was like they just must have touched wheels or something, and the truck just turned to the inside wall. Then I'm trying to think what else. Killer Cam had a pretty good Bandolero race. Wasn't too many cautions in it. Probably one of the better races of the season. But Killer Cam was able to bring home a victory lane there at Florence Motor Speedway. I think that's the first time he's actually won the outright race at Florence. He won at the summer shootout, which was really cool, and he's getting faster and faster.
Definitely. It was good. I was impressed.
I was too, because
some good bandos in that field.
Because Owen Zacharias, I mean, he's been stout for 2 years over there, and he still is. And whenever you can outrun him, or or be in front of him, period, you're doing pretty good. Oh, yeah. So that was cool. And legend cars. That was a stacked field of legend cars. And when I say stacked, I mean stacked. I was glad I wasn't. So tell me about y'all's day over there.
Yeah, we had our 2 practices or whatever, and the first one kind of got cut short, so we didn't have a whole lot of time to practice. But went out there second practice, which was also our qualifying, and we were okay. We were kind of fighting traffic too, just kind of the way it worked out. We kind of caught some traffic on our money laps there, but ended up I qualified 13th, something like that. But like you said, a stout field anyway. But ended up bringing it home in 9th, I think. Felt like we had a great car in the race. We didn't have too many cautions, but they were just spread out enough to where it was hard to set up some passes. And I did set up a couple passes, and then the caution would come out and it'd go back to the last lap, and I'd lose a spot or two. But all in all, I think we had some really good cars, and I think we had some decent speed. Just didn't have things quite fall our way.
Yeah, it just looked like a cup race nowadays. It's like you just got to have track position.
I mean, everybody was so close in that top 10. And
now I will say, I looked at some lap times, during the race, but the Joe Ryan guys, Keelan Harvick was there. Jacob Staton ended up winning the race. Ryan Zima finished second. Them boys set some laps.
Oh, yeah. I know. It's just...
They were turning 19.5s, but their times fell off to 20.0s. And y'all were running right there, too, throughout the race. So it was like they were really fast for... And that's the big difference, is like they're really fast for 4 or 5 laps, and they get out a little ways on everybody, and then they kind of level off to everybody else's speed, but then it's so hard to pass regardless.
You're in a good spot.
You're in a good spot. And me and Matt were talking about it yesterday, and he was like, man, we just got to figure out how to qualify these things, how to get that quick speed
I was surprised that I was faster than the cars in front of me. They were in my way, but somehow they would qualify.
They just got
a good bit faster.
First lap.
Yeah, and like I said, we kind of did some traffic too during qualifying. You know how that goes when there's a lot of cars out there. But all in all, it was a good night. We brought them home, in one piece, which was kind of in doubt for a second when we had a craziness happen there at the end. But we brought it home and had a good time.
That's good. I think you ended up. Where'd you end up?
I think ninth or something.
It's not bad.
No, I could have run 6th or so based off of speed.
Well, that's what I told Matt yesterday. I said you and Connor both could have run fifth, sixth, seventh, somewhere in there. If you would have been there,
Yeah.
I said, because that y'all speed was plenty enough to be right there. Matt ended up 11th, and he come back from a spin. He got down in the corner, and somebody slowed up a lot faster than I think he thought they were. And he looped it down there, but was able to keep on and roll on to 11th place finish there. So not a bad night. Like I said, when you roll them back to your trailer there, that's always pretty good. That's a tough part sometimes. It was crazy. It was that's a cool race. I mean, that's a cool race when you can have that many.
Yeah. It was intense, but it wasn't.
That's what I'm saying.
There was one wreck, up there that had some cars spinning and got sketchy, but all in all, it was a pretty clean.
Yeah, I think who was it? Doolin? Was it?
Yeah, one of the Joe Ryan cars was spinning. I mean, it was.
Now, who rode the wall down? Was that
I don't.
Yeah, I think that was.
Might have been
Neil Doolin. I think it was. He something happened there on the front stretch, and right after the flag stand, he got the wall, and it climbed the wall and was on its side and fell back on its wheels.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah. He went straight down into turn one. I mean, on the wall until the wall fell off, and he fell back on his wheels. So it could have got way worse.
Yeah.
But it fortunately didn't. It was pretty tame for that many legend cars in it. Yeah. Matt said Doolin broke his right front off, and maybe that's what happened. I don't know. I knew it was off of it by the end of it.
It was going crazy. I mean, that last restart, I don't know how the front two didn't hit the pace car. Yeah. I mean, as soon as the pace car started to turn left, they were in the gas.
I think the pace car is a tool now for a lot of people, and I've seen it on certain tracks. I think they use the pace. I think the guy on the outside wants to use the pace car to block for him.
They need to cut that out. I mean, that wasn't even close to. I mean, they accelerated together, but that wasn't even close to where you're supposed to be starting.
It reminds me so much of the what they call it, the World Series of Asphalt or whatever it is down in
New Smyrna.
New Smyrna. They do the same thing down there with the pace car. In not legend cars, I'm talking about in the big cars, late models and everything. They'll always start on the outside. Whoever's got the control, they'll start on the outside, and they'll be on the bumper of the pace car. And as soon as the pace car turns off just a little bit, they take off.
That's dangerous.
Very dangerous.
I don't want to be running to the back bumper of a truck in a legend car.
No. The trailer hitching stuff on there
through the windshield. But
that would be bad.
Yeah, it got sketchy for a moment. But most of us made it home unscathed, so that's always good.
That's good. There was dual races for the late models, the trucks, and Chargers. Chargers got pretty. It was first race, pretty calm race. Not a whole lot. There was a couple little spins, but not a whole lot to it. Second race, Little Ricky Lottlear had to start fifth, I think it was. But these races, because they had twin races, they only ran 15 lap race. Which I was like, dude, that's short, very short. Which they had to. There was 10, and the reason they done it was because the last race over there got rained out about halfway through the show, and so those three classes didn't get a race there last time, and so they ran those three classes this time along with this week's schedule. Well, Lil Ricky had to go to fifth because that was his, fifth win in a row, I think?
Something like that, yeah.
And they have a rule, if you win 5 in a row, you got to go to the back, or to fifth.
I think 3's fifth, 5's to the back.
3. Okay, right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right. 3 in a row, fifth. That's right. What Connor said. So he started fifth, and being only 15 laps, he was making his way up through there. His uncle, Wayne Lottlear, they kind of checked out in the second race. And, well, they were coming to the white flag, and Lil Ricky was on his bumper. They come off two. Little Ricky tries to go high, and they kind of brush off the track just a little bit, nothing crazy. But they go in the corner, and the replay I watched, it didn't look real egregious at all.
I didn't. I need to go back and watch it.
It didn't look. Little Ricky went in there and looked like Wayne. It looked like, I don't know, but it looked like Wayne was already a little free. I ain't gonna say loose, but free. And Little Ricky just nudged him, and he went up track. I mean, it was just kind of a bump and run deal. I mean, wasn't real egregious by no means. And he moved up track, and Little Ricky come around, won it again, won that race. Wayne was not happy about it.
Not at all.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, he had to did what he had to did.
Yeah, he certainly did. But yeah, I need to get back and watch it because Florence, some of those haulers you can't really see.
Right.
3 or 4, but I could see which way they went in and which way they come out.
Exactly.
So,
I was the same way. That's why I went back and watched it.
But yeah, that was definitely was pretty intense there.
Yeah. So they nothing like a little family rivalry, I guess.
Yeah.
Over there, which is not the first time. Not the first time by no means. They keep it exciting for sure. So, who knows? Anyway, anything else going over there? I think that's about it.
Yep. Pretty much.
Trucks, Cody Kelly.
Got them both.
Yep. Made them look pretty bad. He just walked off with both of them. Yeah, we need to talk about this. Donovan Strauss, we talked about Matt Cox won the first late model race. Donovan Strauss, who was on here weeks back, and we were talking to him, and how we knew a win was coming. He was putting himself in position. Dude's got probably more second and third places this year than anybody. Set on the pole actually.
Yeah.
And then, first race he fell back to third, and so if for the invert, that put him seventh. I want to say it was. That's what he said.
I don't remember how many they inverted.
9. They inverted 9. Yeah, seventh. So anyway, he worked his way up in a 40-lap race and managed to make it
had
up
a
there.
Good battle.
With
the high riders up there.
Yeah, with him and Ryan Galinsky, dude, they were side by side. Well, quarter to fender at least for, I don't know, it was probably
maybe 15 laps
at least.
Yeah, kind of
at least. And I think Galinsky kind of burned his stuff up driving because he was driving hard off the corner, and that's what happens. I mean, if it's a shorter race, sometimes you make it work, but he ended up burning it up top, and Donovan was able to capitalize on that and brought home his first late model stock win. And I told somebody at track, I was like, I know fortunately he's been able, to get some good sponsorship behind him, and he's in good stuff. But this dude's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, stout field.
It's a stout field. This is his first year ever running a full-size car at all, much less a late model stock. And he's able to already pick up a win, which has happened with 2 people this year, him and Alex Meggs. 2 rookies, picking up wins over at Florence Motor Speedway. And both of them are going to be they're going to be something to watch in the future of late model stock racing for sure. And who knows on beyond that, Donovan's got a good backing behind him with his just what he does on iRacing for one. He's got great sponsors behind him with that, and even on his car and stuff, he's got some good sponsors, and who knows with him, he will be running the Cars Tour race at Florence Motor Speedway, so kind of step up the competition level a little more.
Yeah, it'll be good to see some of the local guys take on the Cars Tour if they all
for sure
decide on running it
for sure. that's gonna be pretty cool. And that will be the next race at Florence Motor Speedway, guys. Friday night, August 30th, I believe it is. Yep, August 30th. Cars Tour will be in action over at Florence Motor Speedway. Come on out that Thursday, though, if you were in the area or coming down for the race. You're coming down to camp at Darlington for the weekend. Come on out to Florence Motor Speedway that Thursday afternoon. I believe, far as everything I know right now, weather permitting and all that aside, everything's good. I believe I know there's going to be a pit party there, and I think yours truly and the track announcer there, our good buddy Terry Radford, will be live doing some interviews at the track with some of the Cars Tour guys. I don't know who we've nailed down yet for interviews yet, so we shall see. I'm hoping there'll be some good ones. I'm just saying, I do know Dale Earnhardt Jr. will be in attendance racing for the Cars Tour late model stock race. There keeps being said that maybe Kevin Harvick, regardless, Kevin Harvick could be there because I know Keelan Harvick's going to be there. We're going to try to get Keelan up there too because that's a huge weekend for the
Legend.
INEX. Yeah. What they call it? The Summer Showdown. I think it's what it's.
Southern Showdown.
Southern Showdown. Yeah. I meant Southern. I got Summer Shootout on my mind. Yeah. So the Southern Showdown. It's going to be a big deal over there. That'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the Legends and the Bandoleros. I think Friday and Saturday will both be kind of regular shows, regular 25 lap races. But Sunday in the Legends will be a 75 lap race. Woo!
Have at it.
We talked about that a little bit last week. That I think, didn't we? Yeah, we talked about that a little last week, how that's going to be wearing on some people. But some of them boys, they'll get out like they...
I wish the race Saturday would have been 75 lap. I think I'd have been in a good spot.
There you go. You probably would have. You was picking them off. Every few laps, you was picking some off. So, anyway, it'll be a full weekend of racing out at Florence Motor Speedway and Darlington Raceway. So come on in town, and you'll have a ton of fun. Being over, you can come over to Florence on Friday for the race. Like I said, come on out Thursday. It'll be a big time out there Thursday. I think they're also having a little go-kart race for some of the guys in the Cars Tour.
Really, that'd be cool.
Yeah, they're doing that on Thursday night.
Nice.
Our buddy Skylar Whitfield will be out there playing for the pit party. So y'all come watch Skylar for sure. Y'all got to go check out Skylar wherever you're at. If you're down towards the beach area, for sure, go check him out. He's playing somewhere for sure. Go to www.skylarwhitfield.live. Check him out. Check out where all he's got to be this week or in weeks coming, wherever you're around, and go check him out for sure. But he will be at Florence Motor Speedway that will be the 29th. I'm getting all these dates.
Yeah.
I got to go backwards in my head.
It's weird to race on a Friday.
Yeah. And got to be over there on Thursday. So it'll be a fun time. Like I said, I'll be out there along with our buddy Terry Radford. Skylar Whitfield also be playing. Come hang out, watch some practice. Who knows? You might can snag some autographs for some Cars Tour guys if maybe on Thursday. That'd probably be the best time in all honesty because Friday is
gonna be crazy.
They're crazy and busy and it's tough to get it all in. So if you want to come get some autographs from these Cars Tour guys, and it'll be a lot of fun for sure. So y'all come on out there. So anyway, y'all oh god,
mouse gave up.
My mouse ain't working. There we go. who knows? Anyway. Oh yeah. Also, if you're in town, Florence Motor Speedway this weekend, the 24th, go-karts back in action.
Sweet.
So they'll be over there. I know our buddy Matt Grantham's helping them with some dirt from there, getting all the track straight. May ride over there Saturday evening myself. Who knows? I do want to say real quick, we got a brand new banner up over here.
Oh, yeah.
From our good friends at MPM Marketing. Check it out over there. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. She had it made just to come here and promoting her good friends over at Coleman Farms Racing and also Lee Falk Racing. Couldn't thank them anymore. As you see it there right on the bottom, www.marketwithmpm.com. Head over there and check out Tanya and everything she has to offer. I mean, if you're coming up through these ranks, just like everybody that we've talked to with Lee Falk Racing Development, all the Coltman Farms guys, they got to, I'll put it this way. Money's what makes race car goes around these tracks. And you got to have a good marketing partner, someone to put you in front of the sponsors you need, someone to put you in front of the teams that you need to be in. So head over to www.marketwithmpm.com, talk with our good friend Tanya, and she will set you on the right path today for all your marketing needs as far as your social media. Like I said, putting you in front of the faces that you need to be in front of. So head over there, talk with her now, and she'll get you rolling with it. Also, our good friends over at SRI Performance, www.sriperformance.com. They can hook you up with anything racing, guys. They're your one-stop shop for all things racing and for all disciplines of racing. So y'all head over to SRI Performance, pick whatever up you need today. Get online, load up that cart, put in that promo code CBONE10, C as in
chicken,
BONE10. Get yourself 10% off at time of checkout, and they'll hook you up for sure. Same deal over at Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. They got all the steel you need. They got all the whatever, aluminum, the plastics, even any type material that you possibly could need. They got you. So y'all head over to Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Tell me sent you over there. Also, as I spoke on here earlier, or messaged on here, or commented, whatever you want to call it, our good friend Earl Ramey over at Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Y'all head over there and they can hook you up. I don't care what type of package you need in your car, as far as if it has got 8 cylinders and goes fast, Earl Ramey can hook you up. Head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines, get some time on that chassis dyno, and whatever else you need over there, and he's gonna put on all the best stuff for you, and make that car go fast for sure. So y'all head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines, and he gets you hooked up. Also, one of the things he's going to recommend you put on there to make it go real fast is a good set of Profab headers and exhaust. I have forgot to hit record this whole time.
Oh, gosh.
But it's okay. I can make it work.
We'll have to let it play off the Facebook.
Yeah. So it's okay. As long as y'all hear it there on Facebook, we're good. Y'all head over to Profab headers and exhaust, guys, and talk to our buddy Andy over there, and he can hook you up. Any application, anything from street stocks to super late models, anything in between. Y'all guys head over there, and our buddy Andy will hook you up. One thing I want to touch on there, my dad just mentioned something about it, but I was going to touch on it anyway. What we talked about a few weeks ago, my good friends over there at Rise Arrow. They had to push back because of the storm we had, the flooding we had, all that good stuff. They had to push the show back. The Wings Above Hartsville had to push it back a couple weeks. So this Saturday, we will be over there with. I'll have both my race cars out there. Far as I know, I'm still going to be, racing the airplane with a legend car.
Awesome.
That'll be interesting. We're going to see what happens. It'll be fun for sure. But there's going to be all kind of stuff out there, guys. It'll be a cool event. There's food trucks, RC planes. There'll be, competitions with people with these small aircraft. There'll be a car and truck show out there. So if you're in the area this weekend, come on out to the Hartsville Airport and come check us out. Who knows? I'll have some stickers and other stuff like that, and we'll stick them on your forehead or something. Who knows?
You know anything else about this race, of how it's going to take place? Is the airplane going to come in, swoop down, and we'll get a rolling start?
I got a feeling. I got a feeling I got to start from a standstill. Plane's going to be coming in, I think, is what I heard. I'm like, well, y'all making it tough on me.
Yeah.
But I think we can do it. I mean, I don't
see
know
those planes going above, I don't know, what, 50, 60 miles an hour?
I don't know. Depends which one.
I don't know which race it is.
They got quite a few. I mean, we single prop or we, dual prop? I mean, what we talking? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Still don't know. I guess I'll find out.
We'll see, I guess.
I'm excited regardless of how that goes, though. That is a long runway.
Yeah, you get to grab fifth gear and
I'm on shift all the way up through there. See how I got to put the GoPro in there. I got to get the GPS set up on it, and I got to get somebody filming stuff.
Top speed.
Yeah. I don't know what I looked up a gear chart and it showed the speeds in it, but I don't know. I feel like we can. We normally don't run over 100 miles an hour on a racetrack. Actually,
No.
As fast as they look like they go around there, and they do go around there fast.
Maybe late models 94 or 5.
Well, if you actually look at it, legend cars lose all their time in the corner. They make up the time on the straightaway, but we're still second and a half slower than the late models ish.
Getting closer, but yeah.
I should say getting closer. Sometimes only about a second. But most of the time we lose is in the corner.
Right.
So I feel like this thing will run pretty good.
I think so.
I mean, I could drop the gear a little bit, but I don't want to. I mean, I got like a 330 I could put in it. I got 342 in it now, but I don't think it's gonna make that big a difference. But I might need that 342 to get going a little more for this airplane. I don't know. It's gonna be fun to watch. I might stick the phone in there, put me a little holder on there, and go live while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be very interesting. I want to see it.
We'll see. We'll see what we can do. I just want to. Now, I will say, this probably shouldn't be said on here, but there's a road around here that when we were having some problems with the old car with the old motor in it, I kind of took it out on the road and I run it up through fifth gear one time, but I had a lot more gear in it.
Right.
I had like a 3.
Oh.
Yeah, something crazy.
Still.
And the only reason I run it up through there is because throttle hung.
Oh, gosh.
So I got there and then cut it off because I was trying to get it stopped. Yeah, so fun. So we shall see. We shall see. Who knows? Might get out there and take the other car around because they got some like cut throughs around there. So I might take the other car around a couple times. Something.
Do some burnouts.
Yeah, something. I can't do too many burnouts. I ain't got too many 45s to be doing burnouts on. I need to throw some old tires on it. So Who knows? Who knows? It'd be fun. But if y'all are in the area, come on out to Hartsville Airport and check it out. You'll like it. You'll like it for sure. It'll be a lot of fun. 10 to 2 on Saturday. Anyway, oops. All right. Well, I guess we'll go into some NASCAR happenings. A few things, but a few things have happened since we were on here last. Last week, we knew that there was a possible penalty coming for Austin Dillon. Wasn't nothing out yet.
I didn't think they were going to do anything. I thought they should have.
I didn't know,
but I think they would. Yeah.
I was, it was kind of one of them things that I really didn't know at all. I had no clue. If you hadn't heard, if you've been living under a rock, or like my mom and dad, they've been on a cruise since then. Austin Dillon did get his win was not taken away. Just the eligibility for the playoffs was taken away, and that's all. So basically, the win didn't count towards playoffs,
which hurts.
It hurts a lot, but it don't make no sense.
Yeah, I agree. I think if they were going to do that, they should have just said, you didn't win the race. But they got to do that in the moment. I don't think you want to come out 3 days later and say Denny Hamlin's the winner now.
Exactly, and I can understand that, but I don't understand if they can in the tower come to the consensus that Lane Riggs needed a 2-lap penalty. Why couldn't they right at the end of that race just say, hold on, finish is under review? If it took 15 to 20 minutes, it'd probably been the most watched 15 to 20 minutes ever in NASCAR, because everybody been like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
I don't think it would take that long. I mean, it's
pretty either.
It was. I didn't need to see anything else. After I saw it live the first time, I was pretty well set on what had happened.
I think everybody knew what happened.
I mean, honestly.
Everybody knew what happened. You got Elton Sawyer's been kind of the man, the face here lately. Elton Sawyer is a former driver.
Yeah.
He knows if that was dirty or not. I mean, how? I mean, how do you not... like I just said, if Lane Riggs' penalty, 2-lap penalty for rough driving was given to him, why could they not have said right then, you being assessed, 3's being assessed a 2-lap penalty for rough driving. He's first car 2 laps down. This whole thing would have, it has stunk. I mean, it stunk for Joey Logano.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you can't just...
Yeah, I
think
they
just make him the winner of the race.
In the moment, that's, you're getting a penalty for rough driving.
Yeah.
Your last car on the lead lap or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very... I think they kind of balked on it.
Yep.
So they couldn't do it, but then they knew they had to give him a penalty, or else, that's not a very good look. So that's a very weird situation of taking, hey, you won the race, but you don't get any of the benefits of actually winning the race.
And that was my whole argument. I said, if this is egregious enough that takes you out of the playoffs, how is it not egregious enough that it takes the win?
And I think they would agree, but I think they just balked in the moment of
very
didn't want to do it.
Yeah, probably so. You're probably 100% right, and
I was somewhat surprised to see that though. I didn't think with how popular the win was and how.
Now there still is an appeal pending.
Yeah, but usually.
Well, I don't. The only reason. I don't know. And they said they asked Elton Sawyer, was it the spinning Joey out or was it spinning Denny out? They kind of, and they said it was just kind of a culmination of everything, all the events. Right. And I can agree with that. But the problem is, and I guess I'm just playing devil's advocate more than anything. Problem is this isn't the first time somebody has been spun out for someone else to win a race. It's been done multiple times. Look at what Joey. It wasn't a spin by no means, and this is why some people are, relating this. But
there is a difference between
I agree
easing up to the bumper and going in there and bonsaiing
100%.
Yeah,
100%. But some people are like, well, Joey's knocked who was it, William Byron out the way at Darlington. He did. I didn't see it as very. William Byron probably didn't like it.
Yeah. But Byron also put him in the wall, added 2, and they were kind of racing hard for the win.
Exactly. Matt says he feels like Denny wrecked himself. I don't know if Denny wrecked himself. The 3 was coming down the track. If there's a hole at the bottom, and even you gonna do it yourself, if there's a hole at the bottom coming to the checker flag, I'm going to fill that hole and try to pass somebody. So Denny was doing everything Denny had to do. But Austin, at that point, decided he was going as straight as he could to the line. I agree with that, too. I think they just kind of came together. Yeah. I don't necessarily think Austin Austin
just hung a left out of there and said, I'm going to take out here with some inside. But no. I think when he saw him coming by, they kind of made contact. He just kind of said, what's the point if I dump Logano but don't win the race?
Yeah, that would have been bad.
But
you got to do both at that point.
Yeah, it's like you're in this far, you can't back out
too
now.
Deep.
But that was kind of a interesting decision with some big time implications for sure. It dumps him right back to 30th in points or something.
Yeah. And but I don't know. I think it all depends who's on this appeals panel as to if that, is upheld or what.
That would be something they overturned, though, wouldn't it, man?
I could see them overturning it, but then not giving him any playoff points, maybe. And he don't care.
Then it's still worth it, Hey, it don't matter. You're in there. That's all you're trying to do.
Exactly.
Just get in that.
Exactly. I'm just saying. Like I said, playing devil's advocate more than anything. Yeah. But at the same time, I could see.
I'm not.
Do I think it needs to happen?
Chance. Yeah.
No, yeah. I don't. But I don't think it needed to happen the whole way it did. But I feel like there's some precedents that were set ahead of this that they could fall back on and say, hey, this is what happened with this guy. This is what happened with this guy.
There's definitely an argument for RCR. They're not going in with nothing. They got a couple bullets in the gun, but
oh yeah. Well, you got to look at what Ryan Newman did. Years ago to Kyle Larson. He trashed his car in Phoenix to make it in. It wasn't for the win. But why is it different?
Yeah.
Denny also got a rough driving penalty himself. And he got a fine for it and points for taking out Ross Chastain. He didn't even take him out. He just hit him. They both slid up. It's my thing is the penalties are so inconsistent.
Yeah, they're all over
that you don't know. You don't know. I just feel like I said, like both of us said, this should have been handled at the track. Should have been. This happened. We're cutting that off. You're 2 laps down. Denny Hamlin wins the race. Whatever. So we'll see. Let's see. I don't know when the appeal is, but it's got to be before.
It's Tuesday or Wednesday.
Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? Well, I get that too. But I've also seen, the Cars Tour didn't handle it like that. Cars Tour handled it. They came last lap when Millington dumped Connor Hall, he was automatically last car on the lead lap. He got black flagged. And that's kind of how I agree with handling that whole situation. It's not that I dislike Austin Dillon or like Denny Hamlin, because in all honesty, if it was probably anyway, I'd probably say, hey, give Austin the win. I mean, you know, I'm not a huge Denny Hamlin fan. It's not a
black and white line between racing contact and, you know, purposeful.
Now, there's a lot of drivers I've heard, Jeff Gluck was talking about it. A lot of drivers were more upset about it than what people thought, because, you know, Elton Sawyer was like, oh, if you walk through that garage, everybody knows what the line is. That was kind of the whole talk, was where the line is. Well, everybody kind of, the way that when the media went in there and asked them, talking about, do you know where the line is? It's like, I don't really know where it is, because I'm never going to put myself in the position to overstep the line. That is not something I'm going to do. I would. That is what they said, supposedly. That was kind of the general consensus, was they would never do that move to make it where it was a over the line or not at all. I don't know. It would be. Corey LaJoy said the same thing. Corey LaJoy said, I wouldn't do it. And
let's see you lead the whole race and get a caution or two to go.
Exactly. That was my thing.
Yeah, and that's what I say. I don't think Austin Dillon does that in his. I don't want to say in his right mind, but under
normal circumstances.
I don't think Austin Dillon does that.
If he'd already had a win this season, he was already in the playoffs.
Or even if
he was close to the cut line.
If he didn't, even if the win didn't count for playoffs, if the win did automatically guarantee you a spot, I don't think he does it.
No,
you know.
No, I don't. I think he's just like, at that point, let's just get out of here the best we can. And that's my whole thing, is I think they take away this whole win in your end junk. I agree that a win should count for something big, but it shouldn't automatically put you in the.
But even out of the playoffs, with regular points, there's like 10 or 12 points separating the top 4 or 5.
Oh yeah,
Larson
was ahead until today.
That's not entertaining enough for everybody, I guess.
No, I don't know what their issue is. I don't know. So we shall see how that ends up, how that all plays out, and whatever else. Other news. Saw this while we were at the track, actually, Saturday. The Haas factory Xfinity team will now consist of Sheldon Creed and who was it?
Sam Mayer.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised by both of those a little bit.
It would be a good move for them if Haas stays as good as they are, Xfinity wise. But I don't know with losing their Cup team if they're going to be as a powerhouse team or not.
I don't know. But, Haley Deegan was kind of the name that was really floating around to go to the Haas ride, Haas factory team ride.
I think her stock's kind of dropped.
And you know what I think? And I told somebody this the other day. I said, why? I get if something happened between her and the team, we're going to get out the car, take you out, or she stepped out. I don't know what happened. Nobody has said. If it were me, though, and I were in her shoes, or I was in a team that was, possibly looking at her, I would have her finishing out the Cars Tour.
Yeah.
At least.
Get her driving something.
Get her driving some late models. Put her in some ARCA rides. Put her back in a truck, because there's something. She's got some sponsors apparently that were going with her. I don't know. But I just don't understand why she's just not in something. I feel like they're really missing, for whatever reason, not putting her in. I don't know what's going on. It kind of looked like the Haas deal was a lock, and then
it wasn't.
It wasn't. Yeah. So, who knows? I guess there's still some seats coming open now. I hear word is Brandon Jones. Probably be going back to Gibbs. That's word on the street.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that for a fact, but that's the word. Let's see. Sam Mayer kind of didn't really open up anything because they just put Connor Zillich in the 88. But if Brandon Jones leaves, that leaves an open seat. I would hope Carson Quapple gets that.
I feel like he would.
If that's the case. Obviously, there's going to be an open at Gibbs, but I think William Swallowich probably going to take that one.
Yeah, I can see it.
He's kind of come on strong also in the ARCA and trucks and everything. So who knows? I do want to congratulate our guest from last week, Taylor Reimer. They were up at oh god, what was the name of that track?
Some fairgrounds.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Anyway, on the dirt in the ARCA car, finished third.
Yeah, saw that.
So congratulations to her. That was pretty cool. Pretty cool. What else we got? Beyond, we got cup racing to talk about today. I was trying to just think of anything in between. I think we kind of covered everything else. Real fast before we get into it, let's go ahead and want to thank our good friends over at Fresh Chef guys up in the Race City area. If you're up that way, make sure to stop in a Fresh Chef, and it's some of the best food you'll ever eat for sure. Great stuff, and it'll fill you up and leave you wanting more at the same time. So head up to Fresh Chef, daily drink and food specials in multiple locations in the Race City area, and tell them we sent you up there. Also, our good friends over at Dixie Made right here in Florence, South Carolina, right over down the road from us, right by the flea market over here. When you're coming in town for the Cars Tour, for Darlington Race Weekend, any of the Southern 500, where you got to stop by Dixie Made. They got all the brands that everyone, great Southern apparel. That's what I always call it. Anything in there you want from head to toe. Some of the best brands. Y'all head over to Dixie Made. See our friend Brandon in there, and he's always working in there. I'm like, dude, you own the place. You ain't got to work all the time. We gotta get Brandon back on some iRacing soon. But y'all head over to Dixie Made, and they'll hook you up for sure. Also, RevMax Racing Apparel. Y'all head over to RevMax Racing Apparel. Looking for a suit, guys, multi-layer, SFI rated, or if you're just looking for the kart inside for the single layer suits, head over to RevMax Racing Apparel. They'll hook you up for sure. That's right, Matt. Tim McCready got the big win down at the Topless down there in Batesville. That was a good show. Mm-hmm. Always a good show. That's a fun race. I don't know what it is, but take the top off the car. It's a fun race to watch.
It can't make that much of a difference, but
no, it don't.
Something
it's just
special. Something unique.
It is. I know Ricky Thornton Jr. led majority of that race though, and then had a flat tire on like lap 65, I think it was.
Wow. And
so it is what it is. Ricky Thornton Jr., one of the Copeland Farms racing drivers. Throwing that out there. So y'all anyway. So all right. Cup race started on Sunday. Probably the darkest skies I think I've ever seen at a race.
You could see the rain.
And they were showing it coming.
Yeah.
What'd you think about the first quarter of the race, first 50 laps?
Yeah, they were kind of feeling it out. Had some decent racing up front. Bubba threw it 3 wide and passed them and
made them look slow.
Yeah. It came out of nowhere. And then Denny spun out trying to catch him back. Some decent racing. I mean, I guess for the sample size, but I don't know. I thought it was so-so. What about you?
Yeah, I'm same. Same as you. Yeah, it kind of was just here, there, whatever. I mean, it was all right racing, I guess. A little bit of strategy coming in, and some of them at the very first. And I think some of them might have thought they were like, "Hey, we may be racing to the rain."
Right.
That got obvious probably by about lap 40 that they were not racing to the rain anymore. They were going in before that. And so yeah, I'm kind of like you. I don't know what Denny was thinking. Denny was talking about, I was trying to get some more stage points. I'm like, dude, why? I mean, I get it, but I don't know. Who knows? We didn't even talk about the Xfinity race there, though.
Yeah.
But Justin Allgaier won it. We'll cross a little more there here in a second. But so first 50 laps, in my opinion, wasn't nothing. The one single thing I liked, that NASCAR didn't wait to call it to the next day. I mean, they kind of sat around there for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
They looked at it and like it's going to rain a long time. They had an 8:20. They told the teams, they did like they did at Chicago, which I kind of liked. We got an 8:20 hard stop time. That was dark as they were going to let it get, and they were done. So I like the fact they called it earlier. But I guess we were talking about it. I'm on board with Kyle Larson as to why aren't we starting at 1 o'clock? I get the whole argument of this is the best viewership.
They wanted to end in the evening. That's kind of when,
right,
like you said, viewership probably be at its best.
Right. But and I don't necessarily even think, I get regardless what time you start, rain can come. And I don't necessarily even think it's just a 1 o'clock thing. Yeah, they're saying, why couldn't we start at 1 o'clock? We could have. But I think it's just one of them things, more or less. It's like, why don't we have a set start time?
Yeah.
I think that's more of the thing with everybody, because years and years ago, that's kind of how it was if it was a day race, it started at 1 o'clock. If it was a night race, I think it started about 7 o'clock used to is what it was. I won't say. I can't remember at this point because now it's changed for so many years. Football does it.
Yeah.
NFL, you got a 1 o'clock, 3:30,
4:30.
Yeah, and then
8:15
game kickoff, whatever. It's the same every week.
Yeah.
Every week.
College has its times. NFL has its times.
Yep. All those, they have set times. That's what they go by every week. I feel like that's more of what they're, everybody's talking about. They keep saying 8 o'clock, 1 o'clock. But I feel like if it was just a set start time, everybody'd be happy. It's like, all right, this is what we got to work with. And I'm wondering, I will say, I'm wondering with Amazon coming along and going to be getting in the game, will that be more possible?
Yeah.
They probably still want viewership, obviously. That's what they're... But being on a streaming service, I don't know. I feel like they can probably have a little more leeway.
Yeah, they don't have, whatever.
Exactly.
To work around.
Exactly. I don't know.
Let's see.
We'll see. So, anyway, Cup race got started back today, Monday, at 11:05. I think it was. Green flag dropped. And it went by really quick, it seemed like. I was at work, so I had my earbud in.
Yeah.
Listening to
my phone in front of my computer at school watching it.
Got a lot done at school today, Connor. What'd you think?
It was kind of like the first half. It was decent. It wasn't. I mean, not every race is going to be over the top action. I thought this one was decent. Had a big wreck there with Larson, and had another big wreck there with LaJoy, and had some strategy. I thought it was a decent race until the end.
I thought, I kind of thought Denny's thing was kind of just a fluke. Run up there, hit the air weird, and spun out. But then when somebody else did it, I can't remember who it was.
I know Larson did it. That's kind of
that's what I was fixing to say. Somebody did it. Then Larson did it. But Larson did it. The first ones were for 3 flat tires. On the exact same.
That
lap.
was I didn't have the volume up. That's why I was confused about what the caution was.
It was
Logano, Allmendinger,
and
I think Gillen.
Yeah,
38.
Gillen.
Yeah,
all on the same lap.
that was something else.
How's that happen?
I don't know. It must have found the limit that the right rear tire will take. I guess I don't know.
Well, I don't know. They'd all just come out the pits, didn't they?
Really? I don't remember. I was kind of looking up and down.
I want to say they did because that was right after pit stops.
It must have been something on the track.
That's what I said. It had to be something fall on track, and those 3 cars just happened to hit it.
Yeah.
I don't know. They never see it, at least on the MRN broadcasts, if anything was there. I never heard anything, so I don't know. So then when the green flag came back out, run for a lap or whatever, and then Kyle Larson kind of did the same thing Denny Hamlin did, but he was in a big old pack of cars, which collected Joey Logano. I think Bubba Wallace was even in it. Chris Buescher was in it, but Chris Buescher was ended up making it back up to 6th. They kind of beat the hood back down, and there was pilot cars in it.
Yeah, it was a pretty big wreck.
Kind of unexpected and not something you normally just see Kyle Larson do, which he took blame for. He's like, I guess I just put myself in a bad spot. I mean, it stinks. Yeah. And yes, that is what happened, but you don't know you're putting yourself in a bad spot. That's the bad thing until you do it.
I like to see them, spin out on their own sometimes. It just shows you they're driving it on the edge.
I saw you kind of arguing with somebody on, not arguing necessarily, but, getting your point across there on Instagram with somebody.
Oh, yeah.
I don't get people.
I just don't want the high down. I hated the arrow. It was high down force. They were all stuck to the track and just.
I don't get people though, because if there's not any cautions, this is the worst racing, the most boring thing ever. All of a sudden there is cautions. People are like, NASCAR's just got these cars just so uncontrollable they can't even drive them.
Race fans are the hardest people to please.
I personally will take them spinning out by themselves any day of the week.
Yeah.
Because my thought process is when a driver spins out by himself at any track, they got 2 pedals in that car. Well, they got 3, but they got 2 that you can use.
You can slow down.
You can slow down, and you can get on the brakes. I mean, you don't have to go in there that fast. You want to go in there that fast.
And if you're good enough to hold it, that's
right. If not,
how you win.
This is what happens. So I don't mind drivers spinning out by themselves at all, and I will never mind that. So anyway, come down. Looked like it might have been a fuel mileage race there for a little while. And then I think another caution came out for somebody. Kind of scrapped that idea. Then there was just a few laps to go. Caution comes out, probably one of the most controversial cautions of the year, I guess, now. Martin Truex Jr. slides up to the wall and kind of just bounces off of it. Keeps going.
Yeah.
And they throw a caution.
No obvious debris coming off.
No.
I can kind of, I don't agree with it, but I can kind of see where they're coming from. If it's like one of those, like the All-Star race a couple years ago where it was just terrible. But that was a decent race. I mean, not every race is going in 3 wide photo finish. I mean, it It was a pretty good race. I don't understand why we feel the need to manufacture a caution and overtime finish there.
No, I don't. I didn't see where it needed it. Got back green, then
And they wrecked again.
Get back going green. Well, actually, and somehow in that whole thing transpired, William Byron took the lead by just apparently inches.
Yeah.
And get back going green. Tyler Reddick passes Byron pretty somewhat. I'm going to tell you, I don't always listen to, I normally watch a lot of races,
Yeah.
you know. These guys on the radio are great. They can make a board race sound
awesome.
Yeah. They make
They describe it, yeah. I have heard them. I have been times where I've been on the road or something.
Oh, yes.
And listening to it is, yeah, I do enjoy it.
I would much, and I have before. I have literally turned the race on before, turned the volume down on TV and turned the radio
synced
on.
up the radio with
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
It's a whole lot more exciting.
Yeah.
it make a boring race exciting.
That's why I always say that I wish those F1 commentators would commentate a NASCAR race because they get excited about, you know,
We at least got Lee
much
Diffie
nothing.
coming.
I was happy to see that.
He's going to up it too.
Yeah, he can make some kind of those just iconic calls. You know?
Yeah. So anyway, Tyler Reddick wins the race. Gets out, and I thought it was really cool personally. He dedicated the win to Scott Bloomquist, and it was true. Scott helped him along a lot in his dirt career when he was coming up in California racing and coming over here and getting into super late models and stuff like that. And Tyler said there in Victory Lane, if it wouldn't been for Scott, then he would never have made it to the Cup Series.
Mm-hmm.
So that just tells you the reach of Scott Bloomquist and you know what he did. And a lot of people didn't even realize that. You know, a lot of people saw the funny, eccentric side of Scott and, you know, all that. But Scott worked hard when it come down to racing, and he always, man, when they when boys coming up like that, he's kind of doing the same thing with Garrett Smith right now. You know, up until this past week, Garrett Smith kind of is the young guy that he's kind of taken under his wing, and that's just how he was.
Mm-hmm. So
it was cool to see Tyler get out, and that's the first thing he thought about. Pretty cool. I think he probably made a lot of fans off that.
Oh yeah.
So congratulations to Tyler Reddick winning his. I don't remember how many races this is this year. I think it's
the second.
Second,
But he's been in contention for a lot.
He's finished second a lot, or third, you know. So congratulations to him. Congratulations. What else we got?
Not much going on this week racing wise, but we're gonna get our fill of it week after.
Yeah.
So.
Also, we didn't talk about it when you come down to Darlington, or when you come to Florence, go to the Cars Tour race, or if you're coming down for the Legends race or whatever, or you're going to Darlington for the Xfinity race on Saturday, Cup race on Sunday, then Monday on Labor Day, Dillon Motor Speedway will be racing. We'll be in action over there. Far as I know, I should be running the Challenger car over there. We'll see. What's the status on y'all's over there? What you looking like?
Yeah, hopefully we finally got a motor last week. We got to find time to, you know, drop it in, and we want to hopefully go get some practice in to see if we can get back going. But hopefully, yeah, that's the plan.
I'm trying to find time to get over there and test some myself. I told somebody earlier, I was like, well, I might have to go. I'll be in Hartsville earlier on Saturday. I said I might just leave straight from there and go over, try to test some at Dillon afterwards.
Yeah, might have to do that.
So get it in there this week. We'll both go over there.
Hopefully so. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, guys, so that's this week in racing, I reckon. But yeah, I wanted to still just remember the Bloomquist family and all Scott's friends there, and y'all can go back on our you can search Chicken Bone Alley Scott Bloomquist on Facebook. Man, one of the coolest, I guess, interviews you can call it. You want to call it that? I ever done. We were at Wings Etc. up in Gaffney, and Scott come and sat down, and I think we talked for about an hour live on Facebook, at least. And then after that, after we turned off the live, man, nobody left.
Yeah.
Kevin Deadman was out there from Dirty Grass Soul, and he had the guitar, and we sat around there. I was supposed to work the next day, and I was in Gaffney at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wow. It was worth it, though.
It was completely worth it. Completely worth it. It was one of the coolest nights ever, and you know, just one of them Scott Bloomquist stories, I guess. And so it was really cool, and you know, hated to see what happened and the way he went out, but you know, went out doing something he loved doing. So I mean, I guess you can't really, I don't know. A lot of people say you can't ask for more than that.
Yeah.
I don't know. So just, you know, I saw that September the 7th, I want to say, y'all can go online and look at. I hadn't pulled it up. They will be having a memorial for Scott at Eldora. I want to say that is during the Dream weekend. So, is it Dream or what's the other one? Whatever.
Is the Million the late models this year?
No. Anyway, the World. Which one is it? I can't remember which one's second. Anyway, whatever's there. My bad. Regardless. But there also will be one at Volunteer Speedway here coming up. Y'all check out. It's all on Facebook. It's on his on the obituary. You can Google it, search it. It tells you all the information. So if you big dirt fans out there, unfortunately, I don't get to as many dirt races as I used to all the time. I love going to it. I still try to keep up with as many as I can. But you big dirt guys that we've met along the way, you know, be something great that y'all would, or not great, but be something, you know, that you wouldn't want to miss. So condolences again to the Bloomquist family and all Scott's friends. And, you know, we're, you know, in our, as everybody likes to say, in our thoughts and prayers, but definitely we're praying for you. Praying for the family. Cause it had to be tough for sure. But anyway, well, I reckon that's going to about do it there, Connor.
10-4.
Alrighty, guys. Well, good to be back, and I reckon we will. Let's see. Yep, we'll be on here next week. We won't be on here Labor Day week. We'll be at the racetrack.
Yep.
So we'll be here next week. We'll probably have some people coming on, talk about the upcoming events going on at Florence Motor Speedway. So y'all be ready for it. And I guess we'll see y'all next week.
Later.